bill for the reorganization of Uttar Pradesh is being passed and is being proposed by the ruling party. Let's see how well the ruling party defends its own bill and how well the opposition party tries to stop that bill from passing. Best wishes to both the teams. We now have the Prime Minister who will speak for the motion and support his bill. Amen.
When in Rome, do as Rome does. This is Amin to the Prime Minister of the House with the bill on Uttar Pradesh reorganization 2040. Without beating around the bush, I would like to propose the House states to divide Uttar Pradesh into 4 daughter states. The states of Paschim Pradesh, Awadh Pradesh, Purvanchal and Bundelkhand. If Indian states were to represent nations, 10 of the top 21 nations of the world would be Indians. Uttar Pradesh alone has a population of 200 million. That is, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh rules the amount of people ruled by the Chancellor of Germany and the Prime Minister of Britain and France combined. That means the government ruling Uttar Pradesh cannot, I repeat, cannot rule it effectively and properly. The citizens of Uttar Pradesh are underrepresented at the parliament and the legislative assemblies. This is because the states are ruled by an elite corps of bureaucrats known as the IAS officers. India has 3,500 IAS officers ruling 28 states. That is, Uttar Pradesh is ruled by 120 IAS officers, a very feeble amount to rule such a high population. Even experienced leaders such as Narendra Singh Modi of Gujarat, Shivpal Chauhan of Madhya Pradesh, Nitish Kumar in Bihar find highly problematic to rule such a high domain area. There's a common question which may arise: is the bifurcation of states favorable for India? Yes, my friends, it is. Peeping into the history of India, Himachal Pradesh and Haryana are the earliest examples. Even Gujarat did wonderfully well after being separated from the presidency of Bombay. For recent examples, we have Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Uttaranchal, which are booming industrial sectors after they got separated from the parent states. Uttaranchal, which was the most backward area of Uttar Pradesh, is now an agricultural master. Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand are the economic dynamos. We can go on with a never-ending list. As far as the ranking list of the per capita income occurs, UP ranks 19 and its counterpart Uttaranchal is on number 11. This, I believe, speaks for itself. The case now rests.
Now the opposition can refute him and ask him questions. Ask him.
Amir, you told that Uttaranchal has developed a lot, but in the year 2000 it got bifurcated from Uttar Pradesh. But there has been many problems related to nationalism that has been agitated more and often. More than 400 instances of cases have developed in which nationalism has been prevalent in those areas and people have died. So I don't think bifurcation of state has been turned out to be so much fruitful for Uttaranchal.
A very valid question indeed. I must answer. Uttaranchal was separated in November 2008.
Yes.
In the year 2004 and 2008, the economical annual growth of Uttaranchal was 9.31%. I'm not a god who can stop Naxalite areas. I'm just here for the better administration of my country and my people. I can't stop each fight which occurs in every corner of the street. They can take a serious situation.
Now, I would like to interject at this point. You stated a point, you are not God. This is same as Sheila Dikshit's comment, I'm not God and I cannot prevent floods and waterlogging. So you have seen the consequences. Now coming to the actual point that I wanted to state was, you stated in your speech as the Prime Minister of the ruling party that Uttarakhand was rich in agriculture. It was a pioneer in agriculture, in fact you stated. We all know, as in geography we have heard and we have also listened, that different rivers and precious sediments that are carried by the rivers are actually a part of Uttarakhand. Different rivers have their origination in Uttarakhand, which is rich in irrigation system. So why not should it be a pioneer in agriculture? I also wanted to ask you that Uttarakhand was also previously rich in agriculture, so that's not a big point.
I believe I can answer that question.
No, you can't. Please sit down.
Thank you.
I, Ashish Pandey, with prior permission of the chair, takes pride in being a part of a glorious state, Uttar Pradesh. It's already been called the Rainbow Land. But I must say, the ruling party is trying to overshadow its shortcomings in inefficient administration and blaming it on the gigantic promotions of the state of Uttar Pradesh. This bill is nothing but an attempt to break the solidarity and integrity of the state of Uttar Pradesh. The source and its distribution in Uttar Pradesh has always been an uneven nature. Okay. And so here we goes, the nature of industrialization and industries. The cons of a region were balanced by the pros of the other. However, with creation of more new states, as you proposed, Prime Minister Sir, how creation of 4 new states would levy further charges of state entry tax and permits and permissions that the industries and their manufacturers would have to bear on their cost. And although these taxes would be levied on the industries, eventually who will be hampered? Citizens who are already grieving due to the high rise of crime, hooliganism, etc. A better approach at administration, as I would suggest, would be creation of 4 sub-secretariats at the center, state Lucknow. The secretariats would be responsible solely to cover the different aspects, the growth, the progress of the regions that they deal with. Purvanchal, Paschim Pradesh, Awadh Pradesh and Bundelkhand. This would remove the burden that would be created as a result of 4 new states by application of the guaranteed promotions of Uttar Pradesh. The ruling party is just trying to play its cast card before impending elections. Because the minority and the communities in Uttar Pradesh are solely vested in certain regions. Bundelkhand, Cha.
The time is up. Refuting.
Now the ruling government can refute.
I believe the nature of your question was such, your discussion was such, which was against the bill. In doing so, you appear to be against the development of the state. There was a very famous movie Sarkar in which there was a dialogue. नजदीकी नुकसान के वजह से दूर का फायदा छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए. I believe that's what you're trying to do. If you have to pay for that taxes bill, you must pay for it. We've got 4 new states coming up. You've got a lot more industries to be set up. We've got industrial. Just let me complete. You'll be made to answer. You've got industrial setup. You've got IT hubs to be opened up. Metro railways. You've got n number of opportunities to pay for taxes. Why not wait and watch?
Now coming to you have already aggravated the point of metros. So let me state, the creation of the 4 new states would put a delay in the proposed plans. The plans would be delayed just because of creation of 4 new states. Mind it, Prime Minister. And another thing that you stated, I'm not shying away from the development of the state. Actually, I'm trying to boost the development of the state. The boosting would be done in the fact that the pros of a particular region, such as, let me give an example, Muradabad has an excellent amount of brass. It produces very fine brass articles which are used by the different communities and different regions of the state of Uttar Pradesh.
That's what I'm saying.
It would be hampered. This would be hampered.
That's what I'm saying. When the main focus at Lucknow and Kanpur, how are we going to benefit the states which are far from Lucknow?
Okay. Farther from Lucknow, shall we take case of Bundelkhand? Okay. Bundelkhand is, I would like to acquaint you with all. Bundelkhand is particularly famous for its construction related activities, and these cements and other things are transported to the different parts of Uttar Pradesh. This would be seriously hampered. Levying service taxes on entry of trucks carrying stones, bricks would seriously hamper it. Now,
Refuting time is over. We now have the Deputy Prime Minister who would like to speak for the motion.
With the permission of the Chair, myself, the Vishal Tiwari, the Deputy Prime Minister, the ruling party, is here to support my Prime Minister. Now, one of my friends said, like Ashish Pandey said right now, that it has been delayed and the crime rate is growing, and he arose the question of Bundelkhand. Now, sir, I would like to mention that in Bundelkhand, since past 65 years, 1/3 of the population is living below poverty line, 82% they are depending on rural, and apart from that, only 40% literacy rate is over there. Now, what kind of development is this? Now, you talk about development. I wholly see it as a politics. So I think Bundelkhand should be separated, as secluded as a different state, so that it can be given help and support from center to rise up. Now, as far as the third chapter is concerned of this bill, I would like to mention that the 4 states, like currently we have 75, which will be the districts in the UP, which will be distributed. Pashchim Pradesh will be having 17 districts, Andhra Pradesh 23, Bundelkhand 7, and Purvanchal, which covers the largest part of Uttar Pradesh as far as area and population is concerned, will have 28 districts. Now, further the territories like Pashchim Pradesh will have Meerut, Saharanpur, Ghaziabad, Agra, Aligarh, Moradabad, Bareilly, and Mathura. Awadh Pradesh with Lucknow, Kanpur, Raebareli, Tawad, Kannauj. Purvanchal, Varanasi, Mirzapur, Gorakhpur, Sultanpur, Allahabad, Sonbat. And Bundelkhand with Jhansi, Lalitpur, Hamirpur, and Chitrakoot. And finally, Pashchim Pradesh, the capital will be Meerut, as it has been proposed. Awadh Pradesh, Lucknow, Purvanchal, Varanasi, and Bundelkhand, Jhansi. And the only reason is that Meerut is the largest in Pashchim part, and Awadh, as we have already Lucknow for UP, and Purvanchal, Varanasi because of its religious importance, and Bundelkhand because Jhansi is the only state with one medical college and the largest city.
We can now have the refuting session.
Vishal, don't you think that it will be the hampering of integrity of a state? I think that dividing the people on the basis of language and caste, as you are saying that Bundelkhand, I think that the integrity and peace will be hampered by this bill.
Well, I don't think so, because if you see, UP is the largest population state, as you know. Secondly, it has different problems. Different region of Uttar Pradesh is suffering from different problems. I would like to mention, Pashchim Uttar Pradesh is suffering from high crime rate. Okay, Bundelkhand is stagnant where it was 50 years, 60 years ago.
But your party.
Let me complete. Awadh, as you can say, is industry developed, so it has another approach. And as your question goes, that will bring the sanity and peace. I think that comes afterwards. And first comes the people, the citizens of the state.
Sir, Vishal, don't you think you talked about literacy rate and the development issues of Bundelkhand, and these politicians like Ms. Uma Bharti of BJP has been using this as a weapon to.
Yeah, he's from Chakai.
Ms. Uma Bharti has been constantly arguing about the creation of Bundelkhand from the Uttar Pradesh to support her own party and to make consolidate her own party area in those places.
Sir, I would like to mention, if you just go on arguing on political issues, then the only one who will suffer is the citizen of that state.
Okay.
So I think, let me complete. So I think that we should be more responsible and should subside these issues of political advantages or vote bank, and we should think about the people. And I think this is the only reason that we are forming the ruling party. And you will have to sit in, and you are all sitting in the opposition.
Okay. So, Mr. Deputy Prime Minister.
Yes, sir.
7 districts, 4 representative, bio bill. I am speaking these facts, bio bill. 7 districts, 4 representative. What kind of representation was that in the Bundelkhand region?
The refuting time is up. So, we now have the Deputy Opposition Leader with his consent to prove how this bill is not a good thing.
Taking the prior permission from the chair, I assume the party, Deputy Leader of Opposition, is going to totally oppose the decision of ruling party to divide Uttar Pradesh, the heritage capital of India, into 4 different states. To favor myself, I would like to tell you that the industry of West UP, I think, will come to a stagnance. We should know that a 20 crore population of Uttar Pradesh provides a market of millions of dollars to the people and to the industry of West UP. And after the bifurcation, I don't think the same market will exist or not. As our ruler party said that by dividing, we will be moving towards a new era of development. So my dear friends, who will please, I would like to ask them to elaborate which type of development are they heading towards. It will lead to a total imbalance in distribution of resources. The new NIT and the new IIT which will be fed, I don't think will be of same quality as our IIT Dechu and IIT Kanpur. Dividing Uttar Pradesh into Awadh, Purvanchal Pradesh, Pashchim Uttar Pradesh and Bundelkhand, I think that Awadh will become an IT hub, and at the same time the Bundelkhand and Pashchim Uttar Pradesh will remain our 2 underdeveloped states. Further, new reservation bill will be formulated for the upliftment of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and I think this will lead to a more and more confusion and more disturbance in the peace of people among the different castes and religion. It will lead to a problem of saturation of one community in one part and leading to a problem of minority and majority. And the most important factor will be a rise of nationalities in Bundelkhand, just like Chhattisgarh faced the problem of nationalities, and we all know that how Dantewada district faced the major problem of nationalities. So I think that this bill should not be passed in the House. Thank you.
We now have the refuting session.
Well, you said that you don't think that the quality of the NITs will be same. Well, what do you say about the Act, National Institute of Technology Act 2007? It has been enacted by the Parliament that it will provide common statutory framework for all the NITs. So how can you question the Act, and how can you question the quality of the NITs?
Can you tell me that IIT, what with the familiarity between IIT Kanpur and the new set of IIT Mandi? IIT Mandi doesn't have its own campus till now, and it's running in Polytechnic, and I think that it will not be good for the students of that.
Sir, in that context, I'd like you to refer to chapter 4, where it has been specified that all the decisions shall be made under the scepter of the president and the governor. We are secluding all such processes from the active government. The active politics that is present at the center always creates hindrance, but this is the other part. So we will have a quick establishment of all those NITs. We have a problem. We have
When you already have the fund, why not establishing new IIT by uplifting the existing NIT? Why are you trying to divide the state? You can do same with your existing funds. Why to divide the
Okay.
Just a second. I would like to draw attention towards the fact more than 700 UPT colleges are located in the suburbs of Uttar Pradesh and Ghaziabad. This is because of the Chief Minister's residence at Lucknow and the proximity of Ghaziabad to Delhi. The division of Uttar Pradesh into 4 states, which will have 4 different CMs, which will lead to development of educational institutes at the very area.
Can you tell me how many colleges have their seats completely full? There are 700 colleges, but none of them are completely filled.
That's what I'm saying. This needs to be stopped. Which each state divided into 4 parts, we will have better.
It is your own government which has given permission to those colleges. It is the inefficiency of your government that you are giving permission without checking the fundamental requirements of the education.
We are over with the refuting session.
I believe it's all.
Thank you.
You see, there are certain festivals that are celebrated in Purvanchal like Teej, and they don't bear any relevance in towards West. This cultural divide has forced us to remain underdeveloped even after producing more than 8 prime ministers who have controlled the hem of the nation. It's true. 8 prime ministers who have ruled for around 50 years. In the 65 years of our independence, 50 years, 8 prime ministers have ruled, and still we find that Sonbhadra, which is known for its coal reserves, it has the potential to compete with the industries in Dhanbad and the establishments in those areas, but still nothing has been done yet. That's the very reason. Just because it is so densely populated, this is the reason. And highlighting chapter 4, I'd like to say that well, in the light of the recent Telangana issue, there was a lot of retaliation and repercussions just because the division was a part of active politics. We have secluded it from active politics. We have brought it under the scepter and under the helm of the president and the governor to decide and formulate their views and exercise their powers. So that,
Mr. Government Member, I would
Yes,
like
sir.
to state a fact. Have you heard of the topic unity in diversity?
yes,
I'm pretty
yes,
sure
we
you
have
must have
heard of it, Lord. It's more on paper. Let me tell you, sir.
It's more in let me
The level of
let me
illiteracy.
Let me speak.
Okay.
Let me speak.
Why not, sir?
Unity in diversity is an important topic which basically governs whole of India. India is popular just because of its diversity
Okay.
and still being united when we face any calamity, when we face any disaster. So you just gave an incorrect statement. Unique cultural diversity is not prevalent in Uttar Pradesh. Please don't say
A
that.
unique cultural identity.
Identity.
And secondly, the illiteracy rate in Uttar Pradesh is as such that this concept, unity is diversity, is actually more for the educated lot.
You were trying.
It must be understood, it is a part of statesmanship. It must be understood.
You were trying to divide Sonbhadra. So can you tell me that Naxalites prone area like Sonbhadra, when it will be divided, what will be the devastation by the Naxalites when they will not have a setup of completely one well-governed police forces?
Sir, what's the root cause of Naxalism, sir? It is disagreement when a particular group of people are disagreed with the government because their demands aren't met.
But do you think was the case with Chhattisgarh, but that has not
the central government?
That was the case with Chhattisgarh, but that
in the clause of the post chapter, the central government is going to assist them to raise separate police forces. What?
We are over with the refuting session.
Chair, I Prashant, opposition member, is here to have a different set of opinions against the present Prime Minister. Now the question is division. We all are aware of the present situations of Uttar Pradesh. We know that it is lacking in various aspects, be it agriculture, be it education, or be it economy. But does division is the only option left with the debate of Mr. Jairam Ramesh, our Union Rural Minister, aroused a new debate that led to the formation of that Uttar Pradesh should be bifurcated into 4 states. But I will give you, I won't just beat around the bush, I will give you bare facts that in 2000, out of Uttar Pradesh, 3 states were bifurcated: Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Uttaranchal. And in the past decade, the Prime Ministers of Jharkhand, the Chief Ministers of Jharkhand, Madhu Goda and Babulao Marandi haven't been able to curb the any communal rights that have taken in those places. And there was also the problems related to communal rights in the Portfolio division of Uttar Pradesh. Recently, in 2012, Mayawati passed a commission that required that state should be divided into 4 states, and her battle lawyer, Mr. Sapa Supremo, Mulayam Singh Yadav, went against it. And I will give you instances where speakers such as Ajit Singh of Rashtriya Lok Janata Dal was demanding Western and Harit Pradesh from Western Uttar Pradesh, and Umar Bharti was demanding the formation of Bundelkhand, and then Jat Ambika Pal was demanding formation of Purvanchal state. So do you think that bifurcation is the only thing left with us to develop our state?
Thank you, the opposition member. We now begin with the refuting session.
I would like to ask one question. 65 years have passed. Yes. After independence. More than 65 years have passed after independence.
Okay.
Now I would like to ask you that still Bundelkhand and Purvanchal, they are where they were 50 years ago.
Yes.
We are only playing over the politics, and nobody wants to take the initiative and do their work.
No, the problem arises in governance. All we need to improve Bundelkhand and our district is to have clear and good intentions. And now the problem arises with the leaders such as Uma Bharti and all those Jagdambika Pal is that they actually elect, they become member of parliament and they form their own eclectic group and they start agitating over and over on the same topic and without talking about good governance. I will give you instances that has occurred after the formation of Telangana. There have been a Gorkha Janmukti Dal in Assam. There have been agitation against the formation of Karnataka state named as Kurg, and there is the formation of Saurashtra in Gujarat. So, what do you think that the population will keep on increasing and we need to continue bifurcation of states?
In that light, I'd like to mention here, sir, we
higher education to all the students in the successor states. Thus, in order to prevent administrative unrest, the existing admission quotas in all the colleges as specified in the bill shall continue as it is. But this common admission process period should not exceed 2 years. So after that, the reservation and provision should be molded according to the requirements of the successor states. An example would support my point, as the percentage of candidates belonging to the reserved categories is quite high in the Purvanchal region. Hence, the percentage of seats reserved can be reassigned accordingly. After this, I'd like to proceed to the next point in the same chapter 6, that each state must comprise of an NIT. Every every state can have an NIT, that's a rule. But the rule isn't a success rule for the most populous state of India, that is Uttar Pradesh, with 20 crore of population. The answer is no. So it's completely justified to have 4 NITs in the 4 successor states, which would not only help improve the teacher-student ratio, but also prove to be a positive point in the educational enhancement of the proposed states of the Uttar Pradesh. Talking about Pashchim Pradesh, suitable contender for NIT establishment is Mathura, as city has one of the biggest oil refineries in Asia, so the success story of ISM Dhanbad can be easily imitated. For Andhra Pradesh, Raebareli is a suitable location. Moreover, transforming the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology can also prove to be a positive step for the institute of national importance. Further in Purvanchal, we already have an NIT Allahabad, while in Bundelkhand, Jhansi may be considered by the successor state as a contender for the establishment of NIT with trades such as mining technology.
We now have the refuting session.
I will like to tell you that Bundelkhand has a literacy rate of 44%. So do you think that from among the masses that is 44% literate, can you get efficient government employees and efficient administrators who can govern the new state?
Well, this is as we call it, we are going to establish an NIT. It is a centrally funded, completely centrally funded, and what we are intending to do is like Bundelkhand. You know, it is quite high in resources, and we can means the establishment of NITs.
Madam ruling whip, I would like to state you are slightly different from the topic. It's not that Bundelkhand is rich in resources, it's deficient in resources that are usually prevalent over entire UP. It's rich in resources that are not present in the other regions of Uttar Pradesh.
Well, what do you say about Jhansi?
Jhansi has been a capital of rich past. It has a high heritage.
We are intending to establish an NIT in the state Bundelkhand in the district Jhansi.
Okay.
So
why don't you uplift the status of the existing structures rather than creating more structures in the race?
We are doing that. For example, I told in Raebareli,
Then why are you trying to divide the state? You are trying to create a gap between the people. Due to this, there will be a lot of disturbance in the peace, and I don't think there will be a feeling of same harmony which is prevailing.
Madam, don't you think because of the bifurcation of states, there will be a cultural differences also prevailing in those different states?
see, what I am focusing upon is the education, the higher education, how it can be implemented and how it
And can you think that a single NIT which has 500 seats can support the entire population of Bundelkhand?
Okay, you supported my point. Why are you saying about Bundelkhand? It's about the entire Uttar Pradesh then.
Also, would
You
it
are saying
create
you are opposing Uttar Pradesh, but you are supporting Bundelkhand. How you are saying the same point in respect
We are saying
to
that
Bundelkhand?
we are saying that promote the present institutes without bifurcating the state. Don't divide the state.
Okay, we are over with this.
With prior permission of the chair, I would like to oppose the presented bill as opposition whip, Ritvik Verma. Is bifurcation of Uttar Pradesh the solution to all the miseries of Uttar Pradesh? Bundelkhand, the most neglected part of the state, today faces a lot of challenges. Even after having the luxury of Chambal and Betwa river, it today lacks irrigation facilities. The once flourishing cement and stone crushing industry, which should have been encouraged, today face challenges. Northern Madhya Pradesh was also called Bundelkhand. It today is called Bundelkhand because of the geographical similarities with the south of UP. But they have managed to deliver to their people. But why hasn't the UP government has been able to do that? When Madhya Pradesh is 25% larger than Uttar Pradesh, with 36 crore grant from the World Bank and 80 Lok Sabha seat, if you cannot deliver the people of Bundelkhand, how can they safeguard their interest with only 7 Lok Sabha seats? Only 7 Lok Sabha seats. Can they safeguard their interest with only 7 Lok Sabha seats? Okay. Is bifurcation of state the answer to all the miseries? There is increasing casualties due to Japanese encephalitis in Purvanchal. There is deplorable state of power supply in the state. this communal stress throughout the state, is bifurcation the answer to all the miseries of Uttar Pradesh. All it will do is put monetary stress on the machinery due to increase of documentation and increase of body like secretariat and all. It will hit industry, make big player parties, national parties.
Thank you, Ritwik. Very well spoken.
Sir, in that context, I'd like to throw some points in the light. First of all, the National Planning Commission of India has come up with a study which states that the newly developed states that have been bifurcated from parent states have done much better than the previous ones. First thing. Second thing, you said that $30. There's an amount that there's an amount that comes from the World Bank. In Madhya Pradesh is giving that is even getting that amount. Madhya Pradesh does have an agreement, okay?
And
Madhya Pradesh does have a unit.
Bundelkhand region of MP is more densely populated than the Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh. Then too, they can deliver, and the government of Uttar Pradesh cannot deliver. Why is that?
Just because of the backwardness of the very mentality of.
Okay, so you will blame the mentality of the people there.
The backwardness.
Okay, if they are backward, you will stop working for them. You will not work for them.
We want to work for them. We want to work for them. That's why we want them to.
Okay, so what about the riots and the communal stress that is in the Western Pradesh? Pashchim Pradesh.
That is we are talking about.
What the problem is?
So if you want to, excuse me, let me finish.
Okay.
So the excuse of all the problems like a deplorable state of power supply, the poor agriculture produce, the communal stress, all the answer lies in the bifurcation of the states. Please.
We have 4 different problems.
Madhya Pradesh is 25% larger than Uttar Pradesh. Then too they can manage, and Uttar Pradesh needs to be bifurcated to deliver to the people.
We have 4 different problems, and we have the largest population of Uttar Pradesh. We have 4 different problems. We have criminal issues, we have electricity issues, we have unemployment issues, and
the Bundelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh is
statesmanship and mathematics are different topics.
Okay,
mathematics can just say that
we were talking about Chhattisgarh.
It's more densely populated.
Some of you mentioned Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh was bifurcated from Madhya Pradesh, and the Naxalite attack in Chhattisgarh increased. What do you want to say about Sonbhadra? Sonbhadra is a very big. Thank you.
We're all with the query handling. Now request Sanjay sir and Dr. Arjun Dubey, our chair this evening, to declare whether the bill of the reorganization of Uttar Pradesh as proposed by the ruling party stands fast or not. Thank you.
But let's see the motion of the House. How many of you, I mean all those who say that the bill is passed, say aye.
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 And those who feel that it should not be passed, say no.
No.
I think no's are many, ayes are less. But still, I mean, just before giving the answers, before giving the verdict on whether the bill is passed or not, let me tell you there are not many issues. Does anybody know what was the cost involved in changing the name from Bombay to Mumbai and Madras to Chennai, right? Or for that matter, from Bangalore to Bengaluru? Do you know the economics behind that? Millions and millions of rupees were spent on just one thing, changing the name, because like all the records, the entire gadget was to be, revamped. It takes a lot of money to do also all these things. So I agree with the Prime Minister and the ruling party as far as the administrative and the plight of these areas which he has mentioned is concerned. But seeing in the House and going with the verdict of my Dr. Arjun Dubey, he also says that the bill is very good, but unfortunately the ruling party could not put it in a better way, or rather in a stronger way. So the bill stands cancelled. It's not passed. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sanjay sir. I don't think that the ruling party needs to get disheartened. Maybe you can find, as the Prime Minister of the nation, you can find some better alternative to improve the state of Uttar Pradesh, right? The opposition party, I'm sure there must be a party tonight, so that your bill stands not passed. So, thank you judges, thank you audience, and thanks to both the opposition party members and the ruling party members. I think we had a great debate today, a very constructive discussion. And with this, I would like to thank everyone. The House stands closed. Thank you.